Hey, thanks for joining us for Step 1.
We're down in Orlando, Florida at Otronicon 2006.
And here's what we got in store for you this episode.
Today I'm covering an Oracle exploit. What do you have for us, Danny?
This episode I'll be showing you how to build a wall-mounted computer case for under $15. What do you got for us, Mark?
I'll be showing you an alternative to Dance Dance Revolution, but this time it's for the PC. What do you have for us, Aaron?
We're going to be taking a look at the Xbox 360 and all the release titles that came out with that, and so enjoy the show.
Swallowing flies up B's and B's, knees, E's and G-string, C's and We's and funny little feeling. Lick it dry, wonder just who am I? Prison moaning teenage boy, transvestite with high heels on. Hey, where is my life gone? Ain't done anything I want, according to my list.
Hey, this is Adrian, this is Step 1, this is Episode 6.
Episode 6.
Right.
To start things off, we're going to kick it off with the first mod today. Danny's got a mod for us.
Yep, let's go to it.
Alright, this week's Step 1 mod is going to show you how to take your computer and mount it onto the wall. The way we'll be doing that is taking all the guts out of your normal case and putting it onto a plexiglass slab. We'll be screwing those on there, and it's going to be open, so some of the advantages is that we can use passive cooling, which means we're going to ditch all the fans, it's going to be totally silent, and you're not going to have to worry about moving air from inside your case outside, because it's going to be pretty much open. It's only going to have two walls, two plexiglass walls. Another advantage of this is that when your lady friends come over, they see your computer on the wall, and like, wow, is that your computer? Like, yeah, and so they start taking their clothes off. I don't know why, but it works. So the first step we need to do is take all the guts out, lay it on the plexiglass, and mark where we're going to put the screw holes. What we'll be using is standoff screws. It's what you'd normally put behind your motherboard. Well, we got a bunch of them, so we'll use them for all the components. That way they stand off from the plexiglass. But we did take all day getting supplies and planning this out, because we are putting this in a whole new case, so this requires a lot of planning. So we're going to go and pick this up tomorrow, and in the meantime, go ahead and check with Mark and see what he's doing for programs that cost less than a penny.
This time for programs that cost less than a penny, to go along with the Otronicon thing, and also to go along with starting the Xbox 360 reviews, I'm going to review Step1e. Step1e is an open source alternative to DDR. You could just go ahead and use the arrow keys after you get the program, but I would definitely recommend picking up a dance pad. You can either get one off the internet, or if you have an Xbox, you can just rewire that pad. Now, if you're one of the people that picked up maybe the GameCube one or a PS2 version, you'll have to get a converter. They run probably about $10, but you're going to run into more problems with these. You're almost better off just picking up the Xbox One or one made for the PC. Now, as far as this program, there's a lot of customizing with just like all other open source projects. One of the key things about this one is you can add just about any song. Now, they do have packs that you can just go ahead and download from the torrent networks and stuff like that. I'd recommend that just to get started. Another thing they have that you can customize is the models, the skins, the announcer voices. I mean, the list can just keep on going on and on. And if you ask me, it's just a whole lot more customizable and cleaner. You can change the key settings, anything like that. But the real thing is once you get it hooked up and going, and how it actually feels. We're going to go ahead and test this out on Danny's Home Entertainment Center. So let's go ahead and do that now.
So here's Step1e on the home theater PC. As you can see, our setup we have is two PS2 dance mats and pushed through a converter that goes into a USB. Now the problem with this specific USB converter is that it does have a delay. That's the only problem. I did buy some other ones that were really crappy generic brand ones, and I couldn't do jumps or anything like that. It wouldn't register two buttons at the same time. Alright, so to get two players in, both at the same time, ready, set, go. Okay, alright, we're going to do it again. Ready, set, go. Alright. So now we got two verses. Go and select verses. Now I've downloaded a couple skins for players. I've also downloaded about 1,000 songs, as you can see here. There's a whole bunch of different mixes to choose from. It sorts your music for you automatically too, which is great. You can pick different types of sorts. You can also pick your character. And the menu is real fluid. That's what I love about this. Is this also has the DDR2 feel as far as this is what this specific theme is. Of course, you can download other themes, things like that. We're gonna kick it off with some kung fu fighting here, and here we go.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up. They were chopping them.
As you can see, we really suck. We don't really try to do this in public because it's so embarrassing, but we're doing this for you guys, all right. So that's most of Stepmania. Go ahead and take it back away, Mark.
And thanks, Mark, for another free program.
Yeah, it was pretty free. But I finished that mod for you guys, so let's go ahead and go to that footage. The way we're going to be starting this mod off is once we lay all our components down on the project area, we're going to be, instead of marking holes for screws and things like that, we're going to go with the zip tie approach. It's a lot more cost effective. We just got a bunch of these, and we'll be taking parts of the chassis out of the case and zip tying that to the acrylic. So let's go ahead and start doing that. I have the trusty Dremel tool, and we'll be cutting this case apart. So the zip tie method worked nicely. Everything's pretty secure. It doesn't look like it's going to be vibrating around or anything like that. One thing to note, for the hard drives, I did use the spacer screws in between the hard drive and the plastic. That way it gives us some heat dissipation, and you don't hear a lot of vibrating, things like that. One thing you need to do, I just checked the power to make sure it runs okay, posts, everything's working fine, because my next step is to close everything in. I have some bolts that I'll be using in the four corners as well in the center, and that's going to be held by spacers that I'll show you once I get there. And let's go ahead and drill the holes for those. I'll trim up the side, and it should be done. So now that we've mounted the computer to the back piece of plexiglass, all that's left to do is mount to the front. So to do this, we used several bolts with metal tubing spacers between the two pieces of plexiglass. And we also used rubber bonded washers against the plexiglass. That will relieve stress so it doesn't crack. Now, as far as mounting options, you have two options you can do. Two that we recommend. You can use wire. This is a picture frame hanging wire. It's 16 gauge, and it can hold up 50 pounds. Should have no problem holding this computer. All you do is hook it up to the farthest bolts and put an anchored screw in your stud, and you're good to go. Now, if the place that you're trying to hang it doesn't necessarily have studs, then you can go with 4 screws that are anchored in there and just drill some keyholes in the back of your plastic, hang it up there, and it's good to go. Now that's pretty much it as far as the overview. This is just a basic tutorial as far as what you can do with a computer. If you follow through with our series, we'll be showing you what we do with ours, things like cable management, lighting, and we'll also be adding a graphic to it. One thing you can do with yours is put an LCD monitor in there. That way it's an all-inclusive computer, and all you need to do is take your keyboard and mouse, and you already have handles, so it's a pretty good showstopper at a LAN party. Other than that, if you want to check out our show notes, we'll be giving you some pricing information and measurements, and you can talk to us in the forums, give some to let us know what you do with your computer. So see you there. Alright, well, now that my mom hates me for cutting up her computer, we're going to go to another segment, and later on we'll be showing you what else we can do with our Step 1 project case.
And now we're to Aaron with the Xbox 360.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the Xbox 360, and unless you've been living under a rock for the past few months, you know what the 360 is. It's the newest console from Microsoft. It's a 3-chip console. You know, it's set up kind of like it's got its own operating system. You just hit this little X button on the controller, and it brings you to a menu with where you can access all your saved music, where you can go to various users. You can view stats from each user for different games. Really a pretty cool feature that they added on. What I've got here is all the release titles. Actually, I'm missing 2, Amped and King Kong, because we traded those in to get the game Full Auto, which we'll review in a different segment. Amped was pretty cool if you're into snowboarding games, and King Kong, don't waste your time or your money on King Kong. Alright, so I'm going to start right here. Condemned, a very original storyline. Not so much scary in the fact, like, you're not fighting like monsters or demons or anything, but if you're playing this in the middle of the night, in the dark, by yourself, it'll scare you. It's pretty cool. It's got a very original storyline. It's pretty twisted. I don't want to ruin the ending for you, but it's got a cool ending, so definitely play it to the end. NBA 2K6. Not really my type of game, but I have to say the graphics are amazing. You can literally see the sweat dripping off the players, which Mark thinks is pretty hot, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. Call of Duty 2. Definitely a fan of this game. If you were a fan of the original Call of Duty, you will like this one. Similar gameplay with updated graphics, different storyline. If you've ever seen the movie Enemy at the Gates, you actually play as the main character from Enemy of the Gates. You play in this game. FIFA. If you're into soccer games, this is a pretty cool game. Not really using the Xbox 360 graphics to all of its capabilities, but definitely a cool interface. Madden 06. Lots of people like Madden, and for good reason. The 360 does amazing things for the graphics in this game.
McNabb has been outstanding all game, but now the Eagles face a 4th and 26 with only 18 seconds and no timeouts remaining. They've done this before. Can they do it again?
Rocky, Rocky. Let's go, baby!
McNabb sets up under center.
What the team set?
He's back to throw. New England brings pressure with the blitz. And McNabb is hammered as he gets rid of it. Going to the corner for L.J. Smith. He caught it, but he didn't get out of bounds. The clock is still running. The ball is inside the 5. McNabb is urging his team to let up quickly. He's got him set. He spikes it, and the clock is stopped with 1 second remaining. Super Bowl 40 will come down to one final play, and this is what heroes dream of.
Similar gameplay as all the previous Maddens, a few updates here and there, but definitely a fun game. Now, I was never much of a fan of the GoldenEye, Perfect Dark type games. Perfect Dark Zero is really cool if you're into that type of thing. Amazing graphics, really cool gameplay. It's like a 007 for the Xbox 360. All my friends who like 007 and the original Perfect Dark for 64 really like Perfect Dark Zero. And one of my absolute favorites for the Xbox 360 is Gun. The way I describe this to everybody is it's kind of like a GTA for the Xbox 360, only it's set in the Old West. Kill people, steal their money, steal horses. It's really a cool game. It's actually got what's called quick draw mode, which is almost a bullet time that they use in this game. Limited amount of bullet time, but it's awesome. Really a great game. If you're going to get the 360, get this game. And that's about it. Next time we do a review, we'll be doing Full Auto, which is yet to be released, but I've seen previews, heard reviews about it thus far, and it's supposed to be awesome, so I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys.
Thanks, Aaron, for the Xbox 360 review. Now, we're going to be reviewing Nintendo DS and some more Xbox 360 titles in the future. But for the meantime, what do we have for him? Yeah, next we got Daniel. He's going to show you some tips on how to securitize your information.
All right, today I'm talking about the Oracle Access Control Bypass.
Okay, so exactly how did you come across this?
I was just surfing on securiteam.com, and it was one of the stories on the front page, and I just found it interesting, so I decided to throw it in.
Cool, so what can I do with this?
Basically what they do is they grant you access to a string of SQL code, and with that string you could create a user account, you can give privileges to that account, you could manipulate the database, things like that.
Cool. So now how would I go about getting started doing this? What's the first step?
Alright, well, let me explain this to you guys. The vulnerability lies in the authentication part of the protocol. This part of the protocol has 2 steps, 2 client requests and 2 server responses. But in the first client request, or in the first part of the protocol, you send just your username. But in the second step, you send your username, password, and a whole bunch of values. One of the value we're focusing on is the auth alter session, and it's not terribly important. It's just there basically to set up some attributes of small little things, but it does that by means of SQL, and the SQL in that isn't validated or sanitized or anything like that. So once you can take control of that SQL statement and basically do whatever you want with it. Create your own user, grant that user the database, delete the database, append the database. Just basically they give you a string of SQL just to take and run with.
So is there anything someone could do to protect themselves against something like this?
Yeah, they actually released a patch on the 17th of January of this year. So if you have any of the vulnerable systems, which we'll have listed in the show notes, you can just go ahead and download the patch and you should be fine. Well, at least for this, for now.
Good deal. So you can look forward to seeing some more information in the show notes. Thanks, Daniel.
And thanks, Daniel, for the useful information.
All right, now over to Danny with yet another case mod. This time we're going back to the project case. Well, last time you saw our project case, we were installing a window in the front door. This time we're going to be doing a paint mod. This is going to be painting the chassis of the case to about the same color as the outside. That way you don't see the silver inside and it doesn't clash or anything like that. First, what we need to do is prep the case. You need to take out the plastic parts, the front bezel, the case feet, and the drive sliders, as well as the plastic parts for the fan holders. We'll be painting these though, not the other plastic parts. It's not always a good idea to paint plastic because it's somewhat flexible, it can crack, things like that. But the fan holders, we don't want them to stick out. Other than that, as far as prepping, you do need to paint, actually tape the existing paint, that way you don't paint over it and make it look really unprofessional. And we also dusted out the actual metal frame, that way you don't get dust particles in there. Also, we're going to be painting the inside of the door because, as you can see through it. So we don't want to see a big silver square there. So other than that, what we'll be doing is painting outside, so we don't mess up the set and everything like that. Let's go ahead and go outside. All right, now when we start painting, one thing you do need to know is that we're going to be painting several coats, maybe 3 to 4, with about 6 to 12 hours between each coat. So you got to be pretty patient, and if you're impatient, you'll start having runs or bumps in the paint job. That's how you get the best results. So let's go ahead and go into a montage, and I'll see you in a couple days. how you spray paint a chassis. Back to you guys. Me and Danny got a chance to go around Otronicon earlier today, and we checked out a lot of the cool things. Some of them not so cool. One of the cool things they had was a LAN party going on constantly. Yeah, the LAN party was hosted by Kinetics, and their gaming LAN party center in Orlando. Alienwares. I mean, it was pretty cool. You could just show up and use their computers. It was pretty sweet. Yeah, or it can bring your own even. That was really the only PC side of it, except for one Unreal Tournament thing. Yeah, they did have an Unreal Tournament virtual reality headset that you could try out, where you're basically your mouse is on your head and you look around. So it's pretty cool. You got your LCD screen kind of thing right there. Yeah. You turn, it's going to turn. It's actually a pretty good idea. I think in a little while they'll make it a little bit better, improve the quality of it. Other than that, there was a lot of science, more technological expositions, things like that. Motion capture. Motion capture. They had motion capture here, which is pretty cool. The lady back there, the lady doing it wasn't so cool, but the actual screen, the screen was pretty sweet. Well, Mac had an editing booth here for us. Yeah. We got to try out for a little while. Yeah, I got to try out Final Cut Pro or Final Cut. That was pretty sweet. There's a few other things I got to try out, which were on the Macs. Mac had a pretty nice setup here, which I really like, because I want to switch over to Mac when the Intel Mats kind of catch on a little more. Yeah, that's when I might look into it too. But other than that, they had some Xbox 360s going on, playing some Tiger Woods golf. Yeah, there's Tiger Woods golf. There was the football game, Madden. Football. I believe they had a car racing game. I didn't really get a chance to check it out. Yeah, and one of the more fun exhibits was the militaries. The Marines had an exhibit where they had the VBS-1, which is a virtual battle simulator, and they had a real M16 there hooked up to some air mechanics, so you can shoot the screen, things like that. It was really great. And then they also had that room where you could actually feel like you're... Yeah, they basically simulated a whole kind of Iraqi room where they had bombs going off, gunfire. It was really the base was like so strong that you would feel the building kind of shake. Yeah, the main thing was that they used some awesome speakers, awesome bass. It was pretty cool. I wouldn't be surprised if that was sponsored by like Dolby Digital kind of thing, just because it was so powerful. But what else did they have? They had all the old arcade games. The classic stuff. They showed a timeline of all the starting from like Atari and all those old school stuff. All right, and then also I'll put this link into the show notes. This Nintendo kind of thing that was going around Google Video showed up here, but it wasn't from Nintendo. It was a different company where there's a webcam that's up in the up where there's a projector, and then there's a floor, and it kind of interacts. Like say if there's a pool game or whatever, you could hit the balls and knock them into the holes. Yes, they had some spiders following you, things like that. Yeah. Basically, just to show you some of the things that you can do with a webcam with a certain program they had. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. They also had a movie theater going on constantly, playing the old Mario Brothers movies. Gotta check out that movie again. I believe they also had hackers playing. I believe it was a censored version, of course. That pretty much wraps up most of Otronicon. There we go. Hey, Otronicon. Otronicon. Sorry. I think that pretty much is it. Was there anything else that we left out? No. Other than that, it's if you're diehard console, Xbox, all that stuff like that, definitely check it out next time they're around Orlando area. It's normally the end of January, mid to end of January. Yep. Every year. I believe it might be the first year, but I heard it's going to be annual. So definitely check it out. If you're in the Orlando area, go do it. All right, that pretty much wraps up Step 1, Episode 5. This one, whatever episode this is, be sure to check out the 15th. We will be releasing another Step 1 episode. Along with It Premiere. It's sometime within the next 2 weeks. I can guarantee you that. We just have to finish up a new segue into it, just because the one we had did not work. Can we wrap this up? Let's wrap it up. That's it. Step 1 Pro.
Yo. What's going on, dude? I saw that you called. Oh, okay. All right, your contacts came in. I just slid the package under your door. Under your door. What? Well, it's halfway sticking out from under your door, so if he really wants them that bad, he can bend down and grab them. I don't f***ing know. No, that was it. So angry. Alright, dude. Later. That was my roommate. He loves them. Hello, my name is Aaron, and I'm here with Xbox 360. Say hello, Xbox. Hello, Xbox. Oh, you're so funny, Xbox 360. So anyways, tell us a little about yourself. Well, I'm a 3-chip processor, and I've got lots and lots of games. Alright, dude, no, we're not doing that.
And thanks, Mark, for another free
Pre-program.
free.
Nike. That should be our logo, dude. We're gonna call ourselves Nike. Just do it. Dude, I think I've heard that somewhere before. Nah, man. It's not from up here.
You're filming. Jackass.
I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said.
That's what you
Just died in your arms tonight. Oh, at least I'm not William Hung. F you, out of the Asian race.
What do you think all the traffic was that I was hitting?
Nazis.
Yeah, Mark. The Nazis are back. Run.
No, see, the thing is, you're in trouble, not me.
Yeah, you fit right in. Blonde hair, blue eyes. You're a Nazi, aren't you?
You know, I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Okay. And thanks, Mark, for another free
Graham.
You suck so bad it makes me funny.
Be like, definitely less than a penny. Okay. Stop laughing.
Let's do it to the beat. Go.
Thanks, Mark, for bringing it back with another free program.
Finish that mod for you. Let's go to that footage. Yeah.
Oh, you still didn't beat me.
It's because the sun was in my eye.
There was something in my eye.
Crazy.
At least it'll be funny. Unlike you, Mark. Gosh.
Mark of Step 1 is not funny.
No, he's not. He won't let me have fun. Start talking. Keep going. Mod for you guys. So let's go ahead and go to that footage. Mark won't let me have fun.
Am I in the shot? Shut up, Paris Hilton.
Oh yeah, I should be like that. President Bush does not care about black people, and you should be like, President Bush does not care about black people.
About the starving children in Louisiana.
Let's bring it over to Chris Tucker. Oh shit, you got me killed.
Step1pro.com, you gotta check it out.
Alright.
We got its online TV show.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anyway, for that rude interruption.
Just kidding. Sorry for this guy's rudeness. I apologize.
Alright, over at Aaron.
I'm the prettiest girl in all the land.
It's red! That was really weird.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the pool.
Really, Westbeth? That's the dark fin. Who knows that? I don't know. Don't whip me! Don't whip me! Say it!
And thanks, Daniel, for the useful information.
Alright, now over to Danny with yet another case mod. This time we're going back to the project case.
Double whammy! Yes!
I don't want to play anymore. I suck way too bad. 3 months now? Yeah, 3 months. You should know what an Xbox 360 is. 4 months? Go f*** yourself, Mark.
I'm the editor.
I know.
I'm not going to put you making fun of me. Jerk.
Jerk! Everybody's gonna be like, how come nobody ever makes fun of Mark? He must be super cool. No, it's because he edits it. Adrian wouldn't be able to. They'd be like, oh, there's no way they don't make fun of that Asian kid. Or Danny. There's no way they don't make fun of him.